we're back. We are back. Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're moving now into our first segment for the morning.
Yes.
Now, this one is a conversation with representatives of Rotary, and to talk about Rotary polio awareness and polio plus walk promotion. Now, we know that there was a point in life or in time when we had, or the world had, nearly eradicated polio, but it seems to be rearing its head again, and the Rotary Club is actually on it, like what? White and rice? Hot cakes?
Sure.
Like that. All right. In to talk to us about it, we've got Jessica Sosa, who is a representative of Rotary Belize. Yes. I've got my brother, Ray Hohenkirk, Rotary Club of Belize Sunrise, and Kristie Sosa, my sister, who is Rotaract Club of Belize president.
Yes.
Guys, good morning and welcome.
So many different,
it's nice to have you guys
avenues of Rotary, but you're all banding together for this particular promotion.
Primarily, let's talk about polio and how it affects people, if there's a possibility to that, or polio and the fact that it was nearly eradicated, but it seems to be rearing its head again. Anybody, take it. Ray.
Good morning, and thank you for having us on the show. Polio, the eradication percentage right now is about 99.9% worldwide. There are currently at least 2 countries that are not completely eradicated, and that's because of their religious beliefs.
Okay.
And that's Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Okay.
But I understand there have been a few cases in Venezuela, and I think just recently we also saw and heard there was a few cases in New York. Whilst I can't say this for sure, I think that COVID may have contributed to some of the cases coming up because of the fact that maybe parents did not have their children vaccinated for polio because of the COVID. I guess too many needles and whatever it is, I'm not sure. But I think that could be a contributing factor. But Rotary continues to have vaccines issued worldwide on an ongoing basis to children over 5 years old. You're eligible.
Yeah, and that would have been my next question as to why is this a grand project of Rotary? Why did Rotary feel this was to be the one that, you know what, we need to jump on board this and try to charter this one?
Well, it started, I think Rotary took it on in 1985. At the time, the president of Rotary International was a Mexican, and he's a doctor, actually, and he felt that there was a strong need for Rotary to be connected with the eradication process of polio. And therefore the campaign started worldwide. They've gotten a lot of support from private and public sector entities worldwide. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, for example, match 2 to 1 any contribution that we have, you know. So it's a very noble cause.
Some people would say that polio is 99.9 is really, really good. I mean, actually, it's great in terms of comparing it to other diseases that are still alive and kicking. So what do you think that we have been doing differently, apart from COVID, that has had polio resurface again? Maybe one of you ladies want to take a swing at that.
Well, I mean, I would agree with Ray in that the coronavirus, and then we have a lot of the population having this anti-vaccination.
Yes.
So that movement there that's happening, like Ray said, may cause them not to get vaccinated.
Do you think that in Belize, do we have this problem?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I think in Belize that we have been very good at issuing and taking the vaccines. I mean, we were able to rid of that problem back then, so we just hope that we can, you know, continue on that path.
But
to the best of my knowledge, though, the last known case of polio in Belize was 1981.
Wow.
To the best of my knowledge.
Wow.
Independence,
for 21 years now. So then why the rally in terms of the promotion now? What is I mean, it's not just one Rotary Club, it's all of you all banding together. So what is the call for action? Why the need?
Well, remember, polio is caused through contaminated water. Now, you can have that anywhere.
Yeah.
And children will want to, get their hands dirty, drink water, whatever it is. So the chances of a young child getting polio is very easy depending on where they're living.
Yeah.
If your living conditions are not at a certain level, then you could be prone to get it.
And you're totally right, Ray. I mean, what we're seeing right now, especially with the effects of climate change and how waters are spreading after hurricanes and whatnot.
We just had a flood. Yeah, we just had a flood.
And this is actually the watershed that has been flooded is actually the livelihood of these people in these areas, and they might not be readily available for the vaccine, or may not be able or readily on board for medical attention. So all of these things are actually contributing factors. Now, with respect to getting that vaccination, is that the vaccination for adults? It happens when you were born. At what point do people get this vaccination?
To the best of my knowledge, any child over 5 is eligible for a vaccine. So it's basically issued when you are a young child.
When you're a child.
And all of these vaccinations are readily available in public service here in Belize.
As far as I know, the Ministry of Health, there's something that is ongoing. They have a program. They go to schools and you have a card. I think you get a card. So there's a record that you would have, as well as the ministry would have, of children who would be vaccinated. So they know, what the percentage of the vaccinations that have been done locally.
Then you'd think, because you mentioned 2 countries that are not on board with getting the vaccine, and so therefore I don't want to say a spread, but polio, they still have polio there. This is what, Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Yeah.
But then you hear about countries like Venezuela, which we know is a developing nation as well, but at the same time there are slums there. But then you've got the USA, New York, which you would never think that such thing would be possible in that particular area. But while we're on the polio, and this is just for the awareness and for folks to understand how important it is for you or your child to get the vaccine, Rotary is actually stepping out on a limb to talk about this Rotary polio walk, because it is important for health. So this is actually Rotary Health. Anybody would want to jump on that?
Well, on March 23rd, we're actually going to be meeting up at the Marion Jones at 5:30 a.m. We're going to be walking all the way to Memorial Park and back, just to bring awareness that, hey, polio is still here. We're this close to eradicating it.
Yeah, 99.9% with it.
Yes, maybe a little bit more now that it's kind of spreading, but we're very, very, very close. So we want to just welcome all the communities to please, come out, join us. We Rotarians and Rotaractors will be, rocking our End Polio Now shirt, And then
this Sunday.
Yes, it's this Sunday, 5:30 a.m. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's not too hot. I know it's pretty early, but we don't want to get sunburned. And if you wish to,
Too late for you.
donate, the Rotaract Club of Belize City will be collecting donations to donate to the Polio Plus Fund. So for those that don't know, everything that we donate will be tripled by the Bill and Melinda Gates
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tripled.
Do I have to register to be a part of this, or do I just show up?
You can just show up.
So while we've got Rotaract, Rotary Sunrise, and Rotary Belize here. So this is actually what?
Collaboration.
We're collaborating here to make
Yes.
this thing as big as possible.
Yes.
Let's talk about how we could be a part of it.
For the public, there are different ways, like we said just before, you could just show up.
Yeah.
So if on Sunday morning you decide, hey, I think I want to participate, just show up. If you do know ahead of time, like Kristie said, they are going to be collecting donations. But aside from that donation, when you donate, you get an End Polio band, a participation band, and with that band, you are entered into their raffle. So they have 2 prizes there. So if you feel like participating beforehand, do purchase, or not purchase, but donate, make a contribution, get your band, and you'll be able to be entered into that raffle.
And all proceedings go to the
And polio.
And polio. Now,
Polio Plus, yes.
you did mention raffle. We like raffles.
We like
so what do we win if we enter this?
yeah.
We have two different headsets. One of them is a Pioneer, I think the big head, I'm not really all about it. Yeah. And then the other one is a Jam. The brand is Jam.
Okay.
And it's the
It's the one that goes around
Yeah.
there,
Okay.
and then you go.
Also, it's headphones, two
Yes.
different headphones. I guess if you are somebody that is doing online work, it would be useful for you.
Or your exercise.
Or
We
your
exercise with the small one.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
That one.
And those are actually donated by GSCOM. So thanks to GSCOM for making that donation.
But there.
But
sorry.
worldwide, a lot of clubs will have a activity which is more or less a fundraising activity
Okay.
to generate funds for contribution to Polio Plus.
Okay.
And that activity usually is either a run or a walk, something health connected, you know.
I keep seeing this flyer that we post as Rotary this close with the little finger like this.
Yeah,
Is that something that you're asking folks to do, like a little promotion on social media?
Yes,
yes.
It's like a push that Rotary International started a few years back
Okay.
to get celebrities and different ambassadors for the cause. Yes. So it's that, I guess PR movement. We're this close to ending
Yeah.
polio. This
So
close.
take a picture, you post it on your socials, and it's a way to raise awareness.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
And raising awareness is one of the best ways for folks to understand how important it is and how important the fight that Rotary and of course the Bill and Melinda Gates are actually putting up so that polio can be eradicated. Like Ree mentioned, 99.9%.
That is a wonderful
But one or two cases are actually popping up now across the world. But at this particular point, this is a great opportunity for folks to actually be a part of this walk, and it's actually a donate. You pledge something, Ari. This is actually a pledge, and this is any amount that you like. You pledge that, and you go out there and walk.
For our younger generation, right? And that's why you have Rotaract. Talk to us about the conversation surrounding polio. We like to think of it as this old disease, right? That doesn't exist.
No.
So yeah.
From a youth perspective.
Yes, what a lot of youths don't know, because especially since we haven't had it in very long in Belize, and some youths don't know about it, is that polio could be a life-threatening disease. You could end up with meningitis or paralysis, worst case scenario, and that even if you're a child and you survive polio, and you become athletic, in the long run, studies have shown that in your late adulthood, that it will come back and that you'll end up wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a miracle, but post-polio syndrome is real, so that's why we want to promote everyone to get their vaccine. You don't want to take that risk, because like I said, even if you do recover, you're not fully recovered.
Yeah.
But Kristie, from a youth perspective again, there are a lot of people or a lot of youths who might be watching this, and at this particular point, you are an ambassador for your club. You are one of those on the front line in terms of trying to advocate advocate for the eradication of polio. I might want to join your club because I like what you're fighting for. I like the cause. How can one be a part of Rotaract to continue to channel this cause out there?
Okay, well, specifically, the Rotaract Club of Belize City accepts any, young adult, young professional from ages 18 to 35. Generally, Rotaract International doesn't have an age limit for Rotaractors, except it's 18 and all, but our club does have a limit. And if you're interested in joining Rotaract, we do meet at Hellpage, which is on 38 Wilson Street, on Fridays at 7 p.m. Yes, it's on a Friday. I know a lot of youths want to party, but hey, Rotaract, we don't only do community service,
Okay.
We do have a little social. And actually, if anyone youth interested, this Friday we're actually having a social that is called Wine and Cheese Night.
Okay, okay.
So, you know.
She's getting her promotion out there.
You know, the fleek thing, the fleek,
Wine and cheese,
Yeah.
of
Yes,
course.
and I'm also want to invite everyone, you know, that we're actually having a project October 31st on Halloween. We're getting certain students from St. Joseph Primary School and St. John's Vianney Primary School, and we're going to be taking them out trick-or-treating. So we're going to have stations, you know, we have some businesses like Dot Box Donuts. We're going to be giving them free donuts, you know. We're going to have some treats for them. We're going to actually set up a booth, like a decorative booth, so we can set them up and we can take some snapshots, pictures, you know, so they can remember and have a fun day, because, you know, with COVID and they've been locked up, no trick-or-treating for a couple of years now, you know, we want
to have some fun.
to make a child smile.
Yeah.
What I love about what you're saying is that we're on this fight for to eradicate polio, but while we're on there as well, we also get the opportunity to have some fun. So it is a great club to join.
Yes, it is.
Excellent, Kristie.
And that is why they chose the walk.
That's why they chose the walk. But I'd like to get to Ray as well, and then we'll come to Jessica. We're seeing the cause. We understand this club is from 18 to 35. What about the Rotary Club of Belize Sunrise? I want to continue to channel this fight to eradicate polio. Hearing it, but I want to be a frontliner. How can I be a part of your group?
You mean in terms of joining the club?
In terms of joining the club and channeling that cause with the club.
Well, at the moment, Rotary is saying that Rotaractors can also be Rotarians. So whilst there was you had to quit and then join Rotary, now you could be a member of both organizations.
Okay.
And the main thrust of that concept, I think, is because it was established that a lot of Rotaractors did not become Rotarians. So moving the goalpost, so to speak, then would allow a natural flow, or a more natural flow, of Rotaractors to become Rotarians. We have seen that, at least in Belize to some extent, that has worked. But obviously there are also dues that have to be paid, and sometimes those financial costs may have an impact on an individual making the decision to transition from a Rotaractor to a Rotarian. And also too, maybe you may have changes in your priorities in life, and therefore you suddenly don't have the time to give back to the community as you might have had when you were a Rotaractor.
When you're a Rotaractor. Okay.
But our club meets on Tuesdays at 7:30 a.m. at the Biltmore. At the moment, we are doing hybrid meetings, so we do 2 on-site meetings, and then the other 2 are virtual. And that allows people to be able to participate in the meetings virtually if they can do it physically.
Yeah.
Because you say 7:30 a.m.? That's why it's Sunrise Club.
Yes.
Okay, I just get it. Sorry. And of course, Jessica, how can we be a part of Rotary?
Rotary Belize, well, I guess starting off with our meeting day, we meet on Thursdays at the Biltmore at 6 p.m. So we have a time change. We used to meet on Wednesdays at the Radisson. Now
at lunchtime.
That was our, you know, Rotary lunch. But now we're, like I said, Thursdays 6 p.m. Biltmore.
Okay.
All right. So if you know, and the big thing about it is actually to be a part of the group, so you could continue to channel these good news and these good fights, especially to try and eradicate polio. But we're winding down with time. So let's get once again about this walk this coming weekend, and how can one be a part of it?
So 5:30 a.m. sharp, Marion Jones. We leave there and go down Princess Margaret Drive. Touch Memorial Park somewhere and return.
So it's one straight route?
It's one straight route. There's going to be a service vehicle with light refreshments, like water example. And for anybody who might pull a hamstring or suddenly get a twisted ankle.
It's not a competition, but some people might want to jog.
But you know what? Right? There are some people who may not be exercising regularly and suddenly put on their sneakers and everything else, and oops, I twist my ankle. I need to jump in and get some help. You know, but it's going to be a fun activity. And like I said, the two clubs, two Rotary clubs and the Rotaract Club are collaborating the effort together.
Yes.
So we have strength in numbers.
Yeah.
I
You're
also
totally
wanted
right.
to mention that we do have not necessarily, it's not a registration, it's like a sign up just so that we, I guess, get an idea of how
much to
many,
expect.
yes, how many people are coming out. And at the end of the day, we can know, I guess, have a figure and say, you know, this is how many people came out to this initiative. So we do have a Google form out. I think that, Kristie, you guys have it up on your, or we'll be putting it up on your socials.
social media
And
bio.
we will as well. Otherwise, I think you can contact, you have a number where they could maybe share.
Or you can contact me at 613-4487.
4487 613 4487
and find out how you could be a part of it. Do I pledge a certain amount? Is it any amount that I'd like, or is there a specific registration amount?
Well, the Rotaract Club of Belize City decided on $5.
Okay.
But of course, you don't have to donate $5. The $5 is to join the raffle.
raffle,
You
okay.
can donate any amount. You know, we appreciate generosity.
Just give a dollar works.
Yes.
Yes, anything works, and this is for a worthy cause to channel the fight against polio, because we want to end it now. Speaking of ending it now, we've come to the end of your segment.
Smooth, John.
We're so grateful for Jessica Sosa, Ray Hohenkirk, and Kristie Sosa for joining us this morning. Guys, thank you so very much.
Thank you
And
for
thank you
having
for having
us.
us on. Really appreciate it.
This close.
Yeah,
This
this
close.
close. 99.9%.
This
We're
close.
we're so one and two people to try to run with it, you know, but at the same time we're trying to contain that. But it was a great time, that conversation. You could be a part of it this coming Sunday, October 23rd, starting from the memorial from the Marion Jones Sporting
Stadium.
Complex at 5:30 a.m. sharp. We're gonna take the break, but when we come back, what do we got?
Hope at the Hope Gala.
I love that. We've got Hope, and the Hope Gala will be talking about that when we come back. Stay with us.